everybody, I'm Victoria and today I've got another book haul for you. So these are all the books that I bought in July. So let's dig right in. Starting off, we have Troubled Waters by Sharon Shin. This is an adult fantasy book and we follow Zoe, our main character. Her father has just passed away and one of the king's men has come for her and told her that she must be taken to the capital city because she is going to become the king's fifth wife. Over the course of this novel, she also discovers that she is a prime, which means that she is heir to her family's house, and she is also capable of wielding water magic. I actually read this book. I gave it 2 stars. I DNF'd it around 70% of the way through and skim read the rest of it because there's some stuff that happens in here that I just don't like. Overall, I found it to be kind of slow. Zoe didn't have much agency as a character. She was kind of just let things happen to her and just kind of drifted through life. Get it? Water drifted. Anyway, so yeah. Moving on, we had Prime Day this month, so there were some special deals for Amazon Prime members, which I am, and one of the deals was $5 off a purchase of $15 or more of actual books. So I bought Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a graphic novel that is wonderful. I already read this and gave it 4 stars. The artwork is very colorful and bright. We follow Nimona, who wants to be the sidekick of our main villain, Lord Blackheart, and they are at odds against the institution and also Sir Goldenloin. It's really funny. It's really cute. I highly recommend this. I also got The New Ghost by Robert Hunter. This is a short story in graphic format, so I don't want to tell you too much about it because it's only 24 pages, but the artwork in this is absolutely gorgeous. I just want to show you one little bit because I don't want to give anything about the story away, but essentially we encounter someone who has passed away and this is their first day of being a ghost. Then there was a 15% off sale at Book Outlet, so I wasn't going to buy anything from there this month, but they had a sale and there was something that came into stock that I really wanted and I have been stocking for a while, so I got it, and that is Every Heart a Dory by Shannon McGuire. So I actually read this too and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this a lot. If you don't know, this is a story about children that come back from having been in Portal Fantasies and they are sent to a boarding school to kind of adjust to the regular world. All these kids want to go back to their portal worlds and they're just kind of waiting for their doors to appear. In the meantime, we actually have a murder or 2, and so the kids try and find out who that murderer is. I really enjoyed this. I did think the murder mystery aspect of it was a little strange. I really want to know more about these different fantasy worlds that these kids went into. That was so intriguing. I also thought that people's reaction to the murders was a little odd. I mean, I know that they've been in other worlds and so they're approaching the real world slightly differently from most of us, but all the kids and the teachers really didn't have a huge reaction to these murders. They were pretty sedate and not really willing to explore what's going on. No one seemed especially frightened or anything or distraught, so I found that a little weird. And I also figured out who the murderer was fairly quickly. So I still really enjoyed this, and I love the portal aspect. I love the different fantasy worlds, and the ending made me cry. It was bittersweet, and so I definitely like this and I want to see what the next one is like. Then I got The Beekeeper's Apprentice by Lori R. King. I actually have read this. I had this in ebook, but I didn't have it in physical format, and I loved it so much that when I saw that it was on Book Outlet for like $5, I had to have it. So this is one of my few 5 out of 5 reads. This is the story of Mary Russell, who at a young age meets Sherlock Holmes. Essentially, Mary Russell is Sherlock, but in female format, and so they kind of meet each other, and Sherlock ends up taking her on as his apprentice, and it's kind of the story of them solving some different crimes until it culminates into one big crime at the end. I really enjoyed this a lot. Overall, this is a series that I enjoy, and I'm glad to finally have this in physical format. And the last thing that I got from Book Outlet was The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a young adult fantasy novel, and it tells the story of a fantastical land where everything is inhabited by a spirit. All the trees and rocks, but in this case, all these spirits want to get rid of and kill all the humans. So the only thing that is standing in the way is the queen. She has the magical ability to hold back these spirits. We follow Delena, a student, and Ven, a disgraced champion, who come together to try and find out why these spirits are so restless and want to destroy all the humans in the land. I have not read this, but this sounds so good. The sequel just came out and I'm excited to get into this. Then I bought the third and the fourth book in the Wicked and the Divine series. This has been a wonderful series. I finished up the second book and the end of it was mind-blowing. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 and rounded up, so I wanted to get my hands on the next ones right away. I haven't read them yet. I was saving them in case I couldn't get through my TBR for Booktubeathon, but now that I'm through that, I think I'm gonna start on these. I didn't need them for that, so I'm excited to see what happens. Essentially, these tell the story of gods that are reincarnated into the bodies of teenage kids every 90 years. Within 2 years, they are dead. So it's very interesting, and I can't wait to get into these. Next up, I bought things for the Tome Topple, and the first one that I got was this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous set of March. This includes the 3 different volumes in the series and was written by John Lewis. This tells his story and his involvement with the civil rights movement during the 60s and talks about the march. This is a beautiful set, like I said. It is absolutely gorgeous and sturdy, and I can't wait to dive into this. Then I got Guns of the Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is an adult flintlock fantasy. It's kind of if Jane Austen were forced to go to war. So essentially we follow Emily, who is a part of the nobility, not too high, but on the lower end of things, but she hasn't had to work all her life. Again, the setting is sort of like a Regency England, and they go to war with a neighboring country. And unfortunately, they are not doing so well and eventually have to conscript women into the service. And so instead of sending one of her servants, Lady Emily volunteers and goes to war. I've actually started this. I'm a little bit in. I'm like 40 pages in, and I'm really enjoying this so far. I really like the language. It's very evocative of 19th century writing. So I am liking this so far. Again, I'm only 40 pages, but still really great. And then the next thing that I picked up for the Tome Topple is The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. This is the second book in the Dandelion Dynasty series, and it is giant and so floppy. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun to do. This is an epic high fantasy series that takes place in a Chinese-inspired fantasy world. I can't tell you what happens. I was gonna say, in this one I can't tell you because it's the second book in the series and so much stuff happens in the first book that if I say anything about this book, it'll be a spoiler. I'll just tell you that I really enjoyed the first one a lot. The second one looks to be just as good, if not even better, I actually feel like. I again started this and about 50 pages in this one, and I am absolutely loving it. So yeah, check it out. So that's it. Those were all the books that I bought in July, which is a lot because I wasn't going to buy any books in July. And then it turned into all that. So maybe August I'll be good. Thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye.